40 grain bullet, about 1,000 feet per second, 100 feet-pounds of muzzle energy. I have just described to you this 22 LR round. And today we're gonna see how far you can actually realistically stretch this cartridge before your accuracy starts to get poor. Some people say 50 yards, some people say 100, some say 150, and if you're really good, some people can get this thing out to 300 yards. But first, we got to make sure we're solid at 100. I don't feel like setting up a target, so I'm just going to spray this IPSC and use it as our measure of 100-yard success. Dang, even in southern Utah, it still gets pretty cold here. This paint is chunky from sitting out overnight. All right, good to go. The load this is shooting, Lapua Center X 22 LR, 40 grain bullet. The box says it's going 1,070 feet per second-ish. I've got my Garmin charging, so once that's charged, we can get a legitimate chronographed speed down to take this thing out at range. But again, before we do that, we got to make sure we're even on the target here. Last time we shot this, I don't remember if we sighted this in at 50 or 100 yards, but we're about to see. Okay, dinged it low left, and I was aiming dead center. So let's just take another shot and make sure we're grouping. Okay, same height, little off to the right. So I'm gonna come up. All right, I'm gonna keep the windage the same for now, because those kind of split the bottom of the plate. Okay, maybe the IPSC's a little bigger than I thought. We'll come up another 4 inches. Okay, we're much closer there. And I am like hitting, they are walking up like in a perfect vertical line here. That's crazy. That one off to the right, I wasn't flinching. I'm not sure what that was, but these last two are in a perfect vertical line from that very first shot I took. I'm just gonna come up like another 2 clicks. And that should be good. All right, yeah. I'm actually gonna go down 1 click, and then we're gonna go to the right, probably, just 2 clicks. And again, that is in a perfect vertical string with those previous shots. Put 1 more here, and then maybe we'll shoot a group. Oh wow, that hit exactly where that last one hit. I'm just gonna shoot another one. Oh, out of ammo. Pretty close to dead center there. Just above it. Split the two. Wow, this thing is just so accurate. I mean, these 22s are not supposed to be this accurate at 100 yards. Oh my gosh, it's just same hole. If you haven't seen previous groups we shot, we did another video on this gun. Was probably 8 videos ago on this channel, called something like new 22 so accurate it might be cheating. Those groups were shot at 50 yards. This is just as impressive of a group. I believe that was 5 shots I took. That might have only been 4, but I think that was 5 shots. And just almost the same exact hole. It is just a hair left. So I'm just gonna come 1 more click right and call it good. And we're gonna start stretching this thing out. But man, that is a dang impressive group for a 22 LR at 100 yards. All right, got the chronograph. If you're using like a lab radar or something, I highly recommend moving to a Garmin, or better yet, even going to the Athlon. Those Athlon chronos are like almost half the price of these Garmin's. At Backfire, we actually have these storage cases for not only the Garmin, but we have them for the Athlon chrono too. And these are awesome. I mean, while I was charging this, I mean, it can stay in the case while you're charging through that little hole. They just slide in nice and easy. You never have to take the tripod legs off. You just slip it in that case, pop it out from the bottom. It's got a slot for an air tag right here. You can stick your charger for it right in there. Just super convenient, super durable. I mean, you chuck this thing and yeah, nothing's happening. And I'm just gonna leave it over there. I don't feel like walking over there. So let's grab our chrono data here. Well, so much for that glowing review I gave Garmin. Shot like 10 rounds through the gun. Didn't pick up a single one. So we're just gonna go off the box velocity. Just finished painting the targets, and let's start with 150 yards. I mean, my hopes are up now, Bergara. Shooting groups like that at 100 with the 22, I am impressed. Now let's impress me some more. For this 150 yards, I'm actually not gonna dial anything. I'm just gonna see where it lands. That may be dumb, but I've never taken the thing is, I've never taken a 22 LR out at range. And so I'm interested to see, you know, how much bullet drop there is and all that good stuff. Whew, just below. Okay, I was aiming dead center of that swinger plate, so that's probably about 5 inches of drop at 150 yards. I'm gonna aim in between his eyes for this shot. Knocked the swinger down. Let's go. I'm assuming that was dead center. So I'm gonna come up 5 MOA. Wow, that is a lot. That's more than I expected. I knew it would be a lot, but 5 MOA at 150 yards. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna aim in between his eyes and his nose, just to get a good grouping spot there to see how accurate we are. Okay, just left of his nose. Not far off. Okay. Or split him. Wow. This is surprising to me. This is not, I have to be honest, this is not what I expected at all. I mean, those 3 shots are all touching, basically. We're a little low. We're about, maybe 3/4 or 1 MOA low from what it looks like through the scope. But that doesn't have anything to do with the gun. That's just my dialing is off. And the only reason my dialing is off is because I'm just kind of cowboying this whole process here. My phone is recording, and that's what has my ballistics calculator on there, and I didn't do any calculations before I set the camera up. So we'll set it up for 200 yards, and I'll be curious to see how accurate the ballistics app is for a 22 LR. I would assume it's just as accurate, but yeah, let's go set up our 200 yard camera. All right, well, for 200 yards, Hornady Ballistics Calculator says I need to come up 19 MOA. So that is a full rev plus 5 on this scope. I don't know if we're going to be able to even make it to 300. I don't know if this scope is going to be able to get that far, but we'll see, I guess. Like, I knew the drop was going to be exponential compared to what I normally shoot. But I've never like actually dove into 22 calibers. The only one really is 22 Creedmoor, and that's the flattest shooting cartridge out there. And so, I've never really done much with 22 LR or any rimfire cartridge for that matter. Okay, looks like we were high, I think, but I'm just gonna shoot another one just to confirm that. Looked high left to me. Nope, that drilled it. But I think it hit the top. I mean, that swinger didn't even move. Okay, it moved that time. I can't see where it's hitting though. I'm just gonna put another shot in that same spot I'm aiming, and then I'll go down and look at the group size up close. Hit it again. All right, do I have any more? I've got more shots. I might as well just finish this magazine. Drill it again. Ooh, that one looked high. So I'm wondering if maybe the impacts are high, more up where it's hanging from. But yeah, we'll go down and see. It hit 4 of those 5 shots. So, all right, let's check this out. Oh yeah, no wonder I couldn't see it. The shots are like tucked up behind this bracket here. We got 1, 2, 3, and I must have only hit 3 because I'm pretty sure my first one missed high left, and then my last one also missed high left. So yeah, we got 1, 2, 3 shots. I mean, those all hit, and that's not even that for 200 yards for a 22 LR. That's probably 1.5 inches, and that's it. I have to say, I am genuinely surprised because the last time I shot this at 100 yards, I think I told you, the groups were horrible. And I was only trying to do like 3-shot groups because they were so bad. I mean, I couldn't get 5 shots to even get within 2 inches of each other. And so I have to say, I'm genuinely surprised. Maybe the gun just needed like some fouling in the barrel or something. Sometimes we see that in new guns. You shoot it and then you clean it and then you come back to it and it's just all of a sudden shooting if it wasn't to start out with. So let's set up our target at 300 and see how well we can do out there. Alrighty, well, the wind is starting to pick up. I'd say we're probably just over steady 5 miles an hour wind, but we got some decent gusts coming through, so not too bad. But when you're shooting a 22 LR at 300 yards, every bit of wind matters. So, and you might be thinking, Garrett, this camera quality is way too good to be a zoomed in picture of a 300-yard target. And you are correct. That is because Jim is currently on a hog hunt in Texas and he took the spotter with him. So I'm gonna have to use my phone as the target cam, and I'll see if I can zoom in for you, get to a spot where you can see the tripod. Way out there, 300 yards, somewhere like right there is my tripod. I'll try and zoom in on that if I can, but if not, you're just gonna have to take my word for it. All right, shot number 1, 300 yards. The scope max power is 12, which honestly isn't that bad especially for 300 yards. I would prefer, when I'm trying to shoot really accurate though, I do like to be as zoomed in as possible. Oh, I almost didn't dial there. 300 yards, 40.5 MOA. Okay, we're at 19 right now. So, whole nother rev plus 1. I don't even know if it'll make it, to be honest, but we're gonna try. Oh, full rev plus 1. There we are. Okay. The scope is capable of more than I thought. This is the, it's a Huskman Optics scope, 2-12 by 44. It's actually really nice. The reticle, it has my favorite reticle picture in there. Oh, I'm gonna fling another, see if I see any dirt flap. I didn't see any dirt flaps, so I'm assuming it was an impact. Okay, there's dirt. I was aiming a little higher there, and it looks like I hit right under it. So let's aim even a little higher. I was aiming just above the plate, so I'll aim in between his eyes on this one again. Oh, that's an impact. I saw that one. Okay. Looks like we either hit the swinger or we're just left of it. So our velocity probably, assuming because our vertical adjustment from the ballistics calculator was not correct on the 300 or the 200-yard target. So I'm assuming the box velocity is not what we're getting. This is a little bit shorter of a barrel, and so that could lead to probably a slower velocity. And that could be our issue there. But I'm just gonna keep aiming in that same spot and see what kind of groups we get. In the dirt. Okay, so our groups definitely look like they're opening up. Got another shot. I'm going to aim. We are consistently low, though, so I'm going to aim in between his ears. Low left. Interesting. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I aimed in the exact same spot as when it went way high right with no vertical adjustment. And I hit the left edge of the coyote. That is, wow, that widened up an insane amount at 300 yards. I would have expected that when I first started recording this video, but after seeing what it did at 100 and 200 yards, I was honestly expecting it to be a little better than that. All right, so if I didn't already say it, this is the Bergara BMRX Carbon with the carbon sleeved barrel. They have a steel barrel version, which I would prefer, but I'm just because of the heating up issues I've had with carbon fiber barrels. But with how little powder is being sent through that barrel, you're just not going to have any issues. Plus, it's going to be a little lighter. So honestly, in this platform, I would probably prefer the carbon fiber barrel, but the steel one is a little more budget friendly. But this is probably, well, no, this is the most accurate 22 I've ever shot. I've shot several at this point, and this is by far the most accurate one, especially at range. The stock just looks amazing. Feels great. It's got a nice grippy texture to it. A more vertical stock line, just more modern stock lines in general, which I love. They come with 3 spacers, so if you want to shorten your length of pull, you can do that. Recoil pad doesn't, I mean, it doesn't really matter on these rimfire guns, right? I mean, there's 0 recoil, but I will say the backstop recoil pad is a little more aesthetically pleasing if you're into that kind of thing than, you know, the stock one or even like a limb saver. But man, this gun is great. The bipod, this bipod is the Magpul bipod. Budget-friendly bipod, love it. Gun's got QD flush cups. This is attached with a sling swivel stud, which I honestly think get a little more hate than they should. The trigger is just amazing. I'll switch hands so you can kind of see. It's just nice and crisp trigger. 0 complaints there, which is essential, especially for these lightweight guns. When you're trying to hold that gun steady, if you've got a crisp trigger, you're going to have way less problems with the scope moving as you're pulling the trigger, which I have found to be a very big problem with these really extreme lightweight rifles. And this thing is a little guy. He is not heavy at all, plus with the carbon fiber barrel and all that. And 0 feeding issues. There's just nothing to complain about this rifle. Bergara absolutely killed it with this. The gun just shot so well, just way better than I expected at range. I kind of expected the 100-yard groups. They're much better than what I first shot when I first shot this rifle, but that it was a little more windy that day, and so kind of to be expected. But I did not expect that at 150 and 200, or even to hit the 300-yard target. And so, big thumbs up for the Bergara BMRX Carbon. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, taking a 22 LR out to extreme ranges for the respective cartridge. And we will see you on the next one.